Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Pastor Roland, checking in to see how you're doing. Hope you're doing better. Like I've said many times, many of you are not doing so well. You have issues. And at the top of the list of your issues is that you are overreactive. You are reactive to people, places, and things far more than you realize, and it's not good, it's not healthy. In the Bible, it talks about living by faith. Okay? We all know that living by faith is a good thing. We know that. But we're not sure what it means to live by faith. You know what it means? It means to trust in what you know in your heart. First of all, to become acquainted again with your intuition. Another word for intuition is conscience. It's what you know in your heart, wordlessly, without words. You just know without words. Okay? And then you must not only locate it again, now you may not even know that you have it. Okay? You're so far from it. You may only feel a vague anxiety, if anything, a sense that you're not living quite right. Something's missing, something's wrong, but you're not sure what. Well, it's because you're not living according to your intuition. God gives animals instinct so they know what to do. Bunny rabbits know what to do. Cats know how to be a cat. Doesn't have to go to school. Human beings, he gave intuition. So if you trust in what you know in your heart, don't they always tell you to trust your gut? What do they tell you when you take karate classes and self-defense courses and or even if you're talking about creative things, marketing and so on, don't they tell you to trust your gut, trust your intuition? Well, so why aren't you trusting your intuition? They tell you to trust your intuition in extreme cases when you're ready to walk down a dark alley and all of a sudden you get a sense not to go down that alley. Well, that'll protect you from who knows what was in that alley. But what you need to do is to discover your intuition, find it, locate it, and then be close to it and abide by it and look to it always. Intuition first, last, and always. Not what other people say, not what you read in a book, no matter how great a book is supposed to be, no matter how great a person is supposed to be, or how clever or how wise, you trust your intuition. Okay? It doesn't mean you can't listen to what people say. It doesn't mean you can't read. It just means that you run everything by your intuition. Now what you do is you run things through your intellect. See, you run it through your intellect and you plan and scheme and analyze and decide, and you get all bogged down in that and confused and you don't know what to do, and finally you just do something. Or you analyze everything. What is the old expression in business? Paralysis through analysis. Okay. So the expression flying by the seat of your pants, okay, it's an old expression, which is actually not bad. But the only thing is, when people think when you say flying by the seat of your pants, you mean just willy-nilly, just doing whatever. No, that's not what it means. It means to be spontaneous because you're following your intuition each step of the way, every moment. See? So what that means is you have to find your intuition so that it's there, so that you know that it's there, and you pay attention to it. That's what my meditations are for. See? Now the reason why you're so reactive and confused and troubled and anxious and worried and all those other things is because you hear what people say, you react to it. See? And then you run it through your intellect, try to analyze it. See? And then you act, and the timing is wrong, and perhaps the thing you did was wrong, or the thing was right but the timing was off, and it's just you have to learn to be spontaneous. It said that Enoch walked with God. Elijah walked with God, or and they were said to be God's friend. Moses walked with God. Paul did. See, Jeremiah, all these wonderful people. Ruth, see, they walked with God. And that's what you need to do also. Now you see what intuition is. It's more than it's more than you think. It's the most basic thing that you have. Most basic form of intuition, what do we call it? The most basic form of intuition? Common sense. Can you learn common sense? No. You either have it or you don't. But I say you have it if you pay attention to it. Common sense. See? But what do? We pay more attention to what people say than what we know in our heart. We doubt ourselves. And we go along with what other people say, and then they lead us into error. See? So now you see how important intuition is. It's living by faith. So you know what you know, and you don't doubt it. And if you don't know, see, here's the other thing. Let's say you don't know. See, there's a lot of things I don't know. But I don't sit around and worry about them. Because I know that when the time is right, if I need to know, then I will know. My intuition will be there. And I'll know. All of a sudden, I'll just know what to do. Or I'll just do what seems appropriate. I check with my intuition, and it doesn't hold me back, and then everything works out right. See, life is that way. Life is very subtle. See, a door opens, you go through the door to safety, prosperity, happiness. Or you don't go through the door because you second guess yourself, you doubt yourself, you run things through your intellect. Intuition is so important. That's why you should get my meditation. All these other things, these negative things, worries, doubts, fears, confusion, nervousness, tension, all of these things have a root in doubt. So how do you have faith in God? People don't know what it means. It's not some far out nebulous thing. It's as simple as trusting what you know in your heart. Okay? It's that simple. So you really ought to get my meditation. So now you see why when you react to other people, or see, let's say for example you resent other people. You get angry at them. You get irritated at them. See? You ought not to be reacting to other people. Or if somebody says something and you react and get excited by it. See? It's just as bad. Those are all reacting like an animal to the external. What you should always do is check with your conscience. See, with me there's always a delicate lag. There's always a split second between what I do or say. Somebody says something and I check with my intuition. And if something comes to me to say, then from my intuition, then it just bubbles out. And it's right, whatever it is, because it came from my intuition. I don't run it through my intellect and pre-plan what I'm going to say or second guess, I just say it. On the other hand, if nothing comes, then nothing is what I'm supposed to say or do. See? See how that works? It's a very wonderful thing. It's a very beautiful thing to be able to refine your intuition. See, that's the way humans were. That's the way we're supposed to be. Intuitively impelled. So that your motivation. See, if you know what's right and then you do what's right, what could be simpler? Life could be as simple as falling off a log. That's an old expression. For example, this is an example I've given probably 10,000 times over the past 25 years. You're walking down the street, you're on the sidewalk, you're walking down the sidewalk, and all of a sudden there's a big hole in front of you in the sidewalk, a great big deep hole. There's no decision-making process involved about whether you should walk into the hole or not. What do? You just walk around the hole. See? Very simple. You just walk around it. This is very simple. You don't have to analyze it. So in life, if you know what's right, then do what's right. If you don't know what's right, then wait until you know. Okay? If you see that something's not right, then don't do it. That's all. Just don't do it. See how simple? So that's very simple. So I really, really encourage you to get my meditation because it helps you to stand. See now what happens. See what's happened now is that in life you're so reactive. What do you think that does to your health, to your delicate blood vessels and glands and your organs? And how about all the tension? See, from not knowing what to do, from being nervous and from being irritated, and see. So what you need to do is to learn how to calm down. What you need to do is to learn how to calm down and get centered. But when I say calm down, I don't mean calm down by visual. See, it's visualizing a beautiful scene, or by listening to nice music, or by something like that. When I say calm down, I mean simply to take a mental step back from your thoughts and emotions. See, your soul pulls back just a little bit, and you get a little closer to intuition. Then you look to intuition. See, you look to your intuition, and there the soul is safe. See, and then you're not reactive. So your body can begin to recuperate because you're not tense and nervous and irritated. See, when your soul is reactive, when your soul is not properly governed. See, everything has to be governed properly. Everything has some sort of authority in the universe. There are laws for everything, and for a human being, the law is written in your heart. You look to your intuition. Okay? That's where you look. It's your authority. And your intuition comes from God. Okay? And therefore God and Christ is your authority. Okay? But not a pretend, but a real. Okay. So as I was saying earlier, we make so many mistakes because we're not trusting our intuition. We're listening to what other people say. But see, you've been mistaught. See, part of it is, see, it's not your fault that you were born into a fallen world with wrong authorities who didn't teach you properly. Who taught you about intuition as I'm teaching you now? See? No one. And then you were born doubters. See, we don't have faith. See, Adam he lost it. The whole human race came from Adam, born doubters. We inherently doubt what's right in our heart, and we look to outside authorities. Besides, they cater to your ego. But see, there's so much I could say. I could go on for hours, write books about it. I have written books, incidentally, 18 of them. If you want to understand it more deeply, read my books. But the important thing to realize is that you failed in reality because you've been misled and deceived, and you've been reactive, and everybody taught you to get all excited and scream at ball games and everything like that, and so you've made a lot of mistakes. But then as you make mistakes in life, not to mention saying the wrong thing to people and getting angry at people and resenting them and so on, so then you developed a habit of hiding in your imagination, hiding in your thinking. So visualizations and imagining beautiful scenes and trying to fill your mind with positive thoughts and reading positive things and listening to positive things and all that. See, it's just more of the same, more of getting lost in the intellect and emotions and the imagination. See, what you need is to step out of the imagination. See, so your soul can reconnect with, can find, locate. See, you're so lost in the imagination now, so lost down there in your thoughts which overwhelm you and to which you have become subject. See? Remember I said we all have some authority? Well, your authority started out in the world, authorities in the world who misled you, and then you failed, and then you went into your imagination, and now what's down there is your authority, and it rules you, bosses you around, see? And you're subject to those rabbit thoughts, negative thoughts, see? So what you need is spiritual discipline, and that's what my meditation is for. It's very simple. You can learn it in 5 minutes. Simply stand back from thoughts and emotions and become centered in the present. Then go out in the world and look to your intuition, to what you know in your heart is right. And then your life will begin to, things will begin to come back into alignment, and you'll be calmer. You'll fail less. See, you'll go down the wrong rabbit trails less. You'll be more centered and calm, and that'll have a nice effect on other people too. See, your wife and your kids will be, and your husband or your husband, see, will be glad to see you more centered and less reactive, calmer. See, so a lot of good benefits can accrue. So once again, I encourage you to get the meditation. It's free. I have several versions. Of course, my classic meditation. It's like 4-part meditation, and you get 2 free ebooks with it. It's very nice. I ask for what, a $10 donation? Okay, not a big deal. But you don't have to get that one. You can start with a free one. Start with my free meditation. Listen to it. Use it. All you have to do is practice it first thing in the morning is very important. So that you connect with your intuition first before you go out in the world and get upset. See? And then at lunchtime 5 minutes, and in the evening 5 minutes. See? Could make a world of difference. My name is Pastor Roland.